Hey there in YouTube land, and today we're going to be talking about my favorite company of all, which is Scream Factory, otherwise known, well, the parent company is Shout Factory. So I'm going to go through all the Scream that I've got, and basically the Shocktober sale, I think the last week for it ends tomorrow, it starts tomorrow. Every week there's been a sale with 6 different cryptic titles, and I'm going to go through all mine there, so just in case some of those cryptic titles come up tomorrow, and you guys will know which ones are the ones to go for first. So, if you watched, if you've been following the cryptic title of the Shocktober sale, you'd have seen this one, the Amityville trilogy, and this is a great one. This one has 3 Blu-rays, each come with their own kind of unique, cool case. The second one is basically done by an Italian director. It's really good. And the third one is actually done in the Blu-ray 3D. Well, it's done in Blu-ray 3D. So basically, if you got a 3D TV, you can actually watch this movie the same as it was when you went to see it in the theater back in the day. And I did go see this movie in the theater along with Jaws 3D and Friday the 13th 3D back during like a whole renaissance of 3D back in the 80s. It's really fun, and this is an extremely fun box set. Right now, until tomorrow, this one's going for $34. It normally goes for a lot more than that, and I paid a lot more than that for it. And I was glad to, actually. I thought this was an amazing set. Amityville Horror, Amityville 2 The Possession, and Amityville 3D. As part of the Amityville Horror trilogy. I loved it. Next up in the box sets was Vincent Price Collection Volume 1. Volume 2 actually just came out, I think, or it's just came out in pre-order, as in like early order if you bought them from Scream Factory. This one has 60 Blu-rays. Well, no, 4 Blu-rays, 6 movies. The Pit and the Pendulum, Fall of the House of Usher, Mask of the Red Death, The Abominable Dr. Phibes, Haunted Palace, and Witchfinder General. And if you're wondering about the other Dr. Phibes movie, well, don't worry, it's on Volume 2. And here's the back of it, so you can actually see that it has a lot of cool features, including some really cool intros that Vincent Price did for a local TV station when they were showing the AIP Vincent Price films. Here's the mother of all sets. This is probably going to be my DVD release of the year, Blu-ray release of the year, unless something else comes out that I'm more enamored with. It took a hell of a lot of time and effort to put out the Halloween box set. Nobody ever thought, with all of the rights issues that there were for all the Halloween films, that they would ever get them out in one complete box set. They had like kind of a release, I think, in the UK where the rights issues weren't such a deal, but even that one's been gone for quite a while, and it costs a pretty penny, and it was DVD. To get these all on Blu-ray was thought to be impossible. Scream Factory managed to pull it off and put together this amazing, just incredible looking set. It's got 15 discs, and it's got all the versions of the movies. There was a 10-disc edition of this. I wouldn't go for that. Go for the 15-disc one. It's worth the extra money for it. If you're a Halloween fan, this is going to be in your collection because this is just that damn good. It's a limited edition. I'm not sure how many it's limited to, but some people kind of want them to be released on their own, like Halloween 6, like to be released on its own. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I actually spent the money to get the limited edition and to get all the features and the extras and stuff like that. So if they're going to release Halloween 6, I'm a meanie and going to say, bare bones release it because we spent the money for a reason. But either way, I love the Scream Factory edition for Halloween. Next up are my DVDs. Early on, I bought a few DVDs from Scream Factory over Blu-rays, and the reason I did was because I found their artwork to be so phenomenal. But as I got more into the Blu-ray stuff, I just went from Blu-ray straight on from there. When the first I picked up, I actually got it at Best Buy, which is really unusual to get one of these at Best Buy, and it was Phantasm 2. This is a great movie. I'm a really big fan of the Phantasm series. I love anything Don Coscarelli does. John does at the end, Beastmaster, all that stuff. And this is a great edition. It's I love these stickers that he put on some of them, especially the early stuff. And it has a short film on here that is the Angus Scrimm, who plays the tall man, playing Abraham Lincoln. You just got to see it. Next up are here's 2 that go together, and I bought these in 2 for $30 at a HMV. and that was Psycho 2 and Psycho 3. Neither one of these have a lot of features on them, though Part 3 does have a few more. And Part 3 is, if you're really into the cheesy, sleazier slasher films, Part 3 really gets it there. And Part 2, though, is a great movie. Richard Franklin directed it, of course, who directed Road Games, and, of course, the Australian hit Patrick. Both these movies I find really fun. Great commentaries on both of these. I would recommend these. If you're a commentary fan, there's some good commentaries here. Next up is The Howling, another one that this is when I was going into Blu-ray. I really wanted to get this one in Blu-ray, but I was on my way to Morocco, and I wanted this one really bad. I saw this at the Walmart. It was the only place that had it. HMV didn't have it, and none of the other stores at the time had it. So I grabbed up the only copy that they had, picked it up, and just was super excited to get it. There's a great featurette on this, where they basically talk to the producer of the Howling films, and he goes through the entire series of films. He goes through the entire franchise, and I think I've watched this one as one of the most watched features that I've got in my Scream Factory collection. Next up is a classic Funhouse by Tobe Hooper. I just love this film. William Finley from Phantom of the Paradise is in this. He worked with Brian De Palma a few times, actually. He did, I think it was The Doctor and Sisters as well. But this is a cool film, a very Frankenstein-centric film. You gotta just check this one out. It's just a fun one. Early 80s film. Speaking of early underrated films, Deadly Blessing by Wes Craven is definitely underrated. It's even underrated by Wes Craven himself. It's just such a good film, and there's such great cast in there. We got Lisa Hartman in this one here, an early role for her back before she did her soap operas and stuff like that. We got Maren Jensen from Battlestar Galactica, the original Battlestar Galactica. We've got Susan Bachner from, of course, from Grease. She was Patty Simcox. And, of course, we have Sharon Stone. And who can forget the Michael Berryman or Ernest Borgnine? Just really good roles here. Pick this one up if you haven't. Deadly Blessing, really underrated. A lot of people don't realize what it is or exactly how good the movie is. H.P. Lovecraft's From Beyond. I love Stuart Gordon in almost everything he does. This is no exception. This is probably one of my favorites. It's an awesome collector's edition, Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Definitely one to go on the list for Halloween time. If this one comes up in the Cryptic 6 next week on Monday, definitely think about getting it. This one was on the Cryptic 6, I think, but I got it just before then. Ginger Snaps. It was an incredible movie. There are some great features on this one. I would really love to see Scream Factory even just put out a double feature, parts 2 and 3. This is the movie. Part 2 is really dark and really cool. Kevin S. Tenney's Night the Demon is an amazing movie through and through. Even the wraparound of this one is really kind of cool and interesting. Love the way this movie ends. It's got some great special effects, very cheesy, very fun. Some decent kind of like hard rock music in there. Kathy Podwell from Dallas does a great job in there. I didn't realize it was her. Linnea Quigley, of course, looks as gorgeous as ever. And Mimi Kincaid as Angela. She really nails the role. You got to watch the interview with her, and it's a pretty long one. And I didn't know that she became a pet psychic, but apparently that's her job now. George A. Romero's Day of the Dead is my favorite in the Dead trilogy. Although I got to say, I love them all. Dawn is an amazing film. Night is a great one, but Day is my favorite. Personally, just does it for me more than the rest. There's a great feature-length documentary on there that you really got to check out. Scream Factory tends to have something with John Carpenter, and this is one that I really wanted to get released. I was so sad when Scream Factory didn't get the rights to in the Method of Madness, because I think he would have done an amazing job with that as well. But Prince of Darkness is one I saw with my dad, and it has a really special place in my heart because of that. I love this movie, and definitely check it out. Alice Cooper plays a small role in this one, and it's a much better role, or let's say it's a much better film than the other film we would play that role in, that small role in. And no, I'm not talking about Rhodey. I'm talking about that horrible Freddy's Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street 6. One of my all-time favorite slasher films starred a girl that would grow up to be extremely gorgeous and a very nice girl, Felissa Rose, and that would be Sleepaway Camp. There's some great features on this. There's some cheesy stuff on this, and there's a short film, Judy, by Jeff Hayes, that it has to be seen to be believed. Judy is more reminiscent of Return to Sleepaway Camp quality than Sleepaway Camp. Sleepaway Camp actually is a really good film. There's some great and very inventive kills in it, and if I ever went back into writing horror, I would definitely write Felissa Rose a part into any film I did because I like her acting, and I do. Cat People, great movie about Paul Schrader. Malcolm McDowell's amazing in this. Annette O'Toole and Natasha Kinski, man, yeah. If you're a red-blooded male, have this. It's really good. Though if you have the DVD edition of this, keep the DVD edition as well. There are more features on the DVD that you couldn't port over. Definitely check it out. Darkman, Sam Raimi, in my opinion, the best superhero thing that he ever did. Spider-Man and everything included. This is an incredible film. Liam Neeson's early role, and of course we have as the girl as the lead, kind of the romance is actually Frances McDormand, which surprised me when I actually rewatched this, and of course Larry Drake is the bad guy. Body Bags is a really cool John Carpenter film. It's an anthology film. It was meant to be like I think it was going to be like a pilot for a Tales from the Crypt type of TV series. It didn't go off as that, but it came off as a really great pilot film. There's 3 stories. Gas Station and Hair are both directed by John Carpenter, and the third one is got Eyes, directed by Tobe Hooper. Some great stuff, and there's some great throwbacks with a lot of director cameos and some kind of throw-ins to the his Halloween film. Lake Placid is a great film. It's a kind of a fun, like alligator-y film, but you know what? It's not for everyone. It's a kind of a comedy horror, but it's higher on the comedy than the horror. So if you're not really into that, I'd get one of the other ones. But for me, this was a definite buy. I saw this in theater when it came out. Motel Hell is one that I do recommend to people. You got to have a nice black sense of humor, because this one is very much in the humor vein, but it's in a fun humor vein. There's a little bit, a little bit of gore, but not too much. It's cheesy 80s fun. Rory Calhoun does a great job in it. It has a great cast, and it's very, very tongue-in-cheek. And that can be more literal than you think. The one I watched tonight was Pumpkinhead. This transfer was incredible. The movie, it is a perfect Halloween movie. It's definitely something you can watch. Sit back and watch on Halloween. Fantastic film. Great creature effects. Rest in peace, Stan Winston. I gotta say, we were watching this one, and they're showing a close up. It's such a great sculpt for the monster, for the face. It blew me away. Terror Train is one that scares me. It has always scared me, and I have my reasons for that. If you watch my videos, then you know that I'm even saying them. But this is one when Jamie Lee Curtis was making like slasher horror films. When she was being the Scream Queen, she made this one, Prom Night, Halloween, and Halloween 2, and that was pretty much it as far as I can remember. I think she pretty much quit and did Trading Places and went into comedies and drama after that. And we all know why we love Jamie Lee Curtis in the movie Trading Places. Terror Train. It's a must-have. Halloween 2 and 3. These were the first 2 that they released. And some people say, well, why do you have these if you got the Halloween box set? See these covers? They're amazing. And they're the first 2 that came out. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like buying the sets and like selling these or trading these into their FYE or someplace like that. And after a while, there are only going to be a few people that has the original ones left. I'm one of those people. And I'm glad to have the first 2 original things that Scream Factory put out. I wouldn't get rid of that. The Fog is one that I watched recently. An incredible film. And again, another John Carpenter. They really have something with John Carpenter, and I like it. I just wish he had something with Paul Naschy's, like the set too, because I would really love to see Paul Naschy box set from this. There's some great features on this. I love this movie. Great transfer. Just a really great ghost story. say. Just own this one. It's really good. Werner Herzog, Klaus Kinski, they're such a great combination, and they don't get any better than Nosferatu. This is the first one that was done. There was a sequel done, but I love this movie, and it's just got such great images, it's so evocative, just amazing artwork. It literally is a piece of art. Evil Speak, infamous for Logan Toxic not liking it, but actually it's a fun movie. It goes pretty fast. Richard Moll's got a small role in this one here. We got Don Stark from that 70s show, and Clint Howard being the most hated person in the world. Everybody hates Stanley Coopersmith. I mean, it's uncanny. Carrie was prom queen, literally, likable compared to Stanley Coopersmith, who for some reason just has the ability to evoke hate from everybody that's around him in the movie. And it's a fun, cheesy little movie. Q the Winged Serpent with Larry Cohen was an incredible film. One of Malcolm Moriarty's best roles, actually. And Malcolm Moriarty's a damn good actor. He can really pull the scene just out of anything. It was great on Law and Order, but Q the Winged Serpent is still one of my favorite roles that he's ever done. Just check it out. Great monster film. It kind of set up for a sequel that never went for. Crawl Space, Klaus Kinski again. I love Klaus Kinski. This is a really great role for him. One of his best actor roles. Talia Balsam is in this. We got Tay McClure's first role. I'm a big fan of Tay McClure. If you know her stuff, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, check that IMDb. She kind of took over for Shannon Tweed after Shannon Tweed stopped doing those type of films. Great actress and great movie. Well, great for what she does. Final Exam. This movie is pretty inept in a lot of ways, but you know what? It works. The badness in this movie, and when the acting is bad, and all the stuff that shouldn't work, actually makes this a really compelling, fun to watch movie. Final Exam is one I'm really glad to have in my collection. A lot of these people come off like they came right out of high school drama class, and some of them actually did. But so that being said, you will enjoy this movie and you'll rewatch it. Without Warning, or as I got switched around to this cover here because I like it a lot. It came without warning. It's just a fun sci-fi film. Now, it's not for everybody, and some people may find it a little slow, so check into it a bit before you get it, but I definitely think it's one to own. This is one that people waited to get on DVD for a long time and went straight to Blu-ray, so it's pretty awesome. And this is a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. So guys, when you're looking at your Scream Factory stuff, look to see the Blu-ray DVD combo pack. So maybe you're not into Blu-ray yet, get the combo pack. You can still get all the features that are on the Blu-ray right on the DVD. And sometimes they switch and put a little bit more features on the DVD as well. So it's worth it. Dark Angel, or As I Know It, I Come in Peace. Just a fun film. Brian Benben, Dolph Lundgren, aliens, fun movie, cheesy as hell. Love this one. Final Terror starts off a little slow, but it's got some great acting chops in here. We got Rachel Ward, Adrian Zmed, Mark Metcalf, Joe Pantoliano, man, Daryl Hannah's in this one as well. Just a really, really good film. And though I gotta say, I will be honest, this one does go a little slow, and it took me like a couple watches to really get into it, but it might have been the way I was feeling that night. But if you want a fast-paced one, this may not be the first choice. Witchboard Wood. I love this movie. Night of the Demons is a fast-paced, fun, kind of a fun ride in amusement park type of thing. Witchboard is also just very fast, very tight, but you know what? It's a good character study with some decent characters and some amazing acting. And Tiny Katane looking at her most gorgeous. Stephen Nichols is in this one as well. We got Catherine Wheeler. Check it out. It's really, really good. It's by Kevin S. Tenney, the same guy made Night of the Demons. It's 1.5. Whoa. Don't want to drop them. These are my prides and joys. X-Ray and Skitside. Buy it. Really good, really fun, really cheesy. Cheesy slasher, cheesy murder mystery that's given away maybe because the Blu-ray is so good. Transfer so good that you actually see the killer's face when you're not supposed to at near the beginning of the film. Maybe get a some popcorn when the movie just starts out, so you don't see the killer. Just great stuff. Barbie Benton's in this one here. We gotta get, of course. You knew I was gonna get this one because we got Klaus Kinski in it again. Craig Wasson's in this one here. Donald Wilkes. We got Christopher Lloyd. Just great stuff. Another great double feature. Terror Vision, which is an incredibly fun movie, very fast paced, very cheesy, great effects, and Video Dead is a movie. It's a movie that people mostly remember because of this cover here. Looked really good, and everybody rented it. And good for you, because I'm glad it's on as a second one on this. It's not the greatest movie. I had fun with it, but a lot of people are really not going to want to sit down. It's pretty much an amateur hour, but Terror Vision is definitely worth the price of it. Video Dead is like getting a bonus. The Beast Within is a favorite of mine. I always liked this movie. I saw this in the theater back in the day. I think it was in Rocky Harbor, where I saw a lot of my horror films at. And it freaked me out. The scene at the beginning, Philip Morale did this, by the way, the guy that directed Howling 2 and 3. But don't worry, it's written by Tom Holland, the guy that wrote and directed Child's Play and Fright Night. It's a nice combination and does a really good job. There is a scene that some people may find disturbing at the beginning, but it's integral to the storyline. Next up in the double features is one that I am so glad to have. Bad Dreams and Visiting Hours, and I love this movie. I had this on DVD, but there's features on Visiting Hours. There's this interview that I really want to see with Brian Taggart. It was a good screenwriter that's done a lot of stuff. There's also a bunch of stuff on here. He has the special effects for Bad Dreams, behind the scenes of Bad Dreams, and has the original ending for Bad Dreams as well. So it's just some awesome stuff. I grabbed The Town That Dreaded Sundown. I love Andrew Prine's work and Charles B. Pierce, who did this one, but I got this one for another reason, not The Town That Dreaded Sundown, even though I would have bought it for that. I got it for this movie right here, The Evictors. It was a movie that I saw when I was younger with my cousin. It freaked us out at the time. I won't lie. This kind of gave us a. I'm not sure if it wouldn't scare me so much now, but back then for some reason it scared me, and it's one that I've been looking for ages. Next up is one that I really want to watch. Check out is The Horror Show. Love this movie. Fantastic film. James Isaac did it. It's produced by Sean Cunningham, which means yes, Harry Manfredini did the music, just like he did for Halloween, Friday the 13th. Different franchise. Got similar near the end. Kane Hodder did some work on this one here as well. The late Brian Johnson, I think Brian James worked on this one, and just a really fun film. Really loved it. Vampire Lovers. Unfortunately, it's their only Hammer one to date. Got Ingrid Pitt, George Cole's in this. We got Peter Cushing. We got the late great Kid O'Mara. I definitely want to check out if you haven't. Lesbian vampires. Everybody loves that. Swamp Thing. I love this. I think it's a great transfer of the film. Got some really cool commentaries and stuff on here, but some people don't get it because it's not the uncut European version. But that would cause Scream Factory some pretty some big rights issues and some stuff that they really didn't want to get into. And I don't blame them for that. This is a great addition to the film. This is the way the movie is meant to be seen, and it's awesome. Death Valley is another one. It's a fun little thriller. It's not for everybody. Steve McHattie, a guy that looks a lot like Lance Henriksen. I kid you not, he looks a lot like Lance Henriksen. Acts in this one here with Peter Billingsley and Paul Le Mans from, of course, the original Puppet Master. Just a really fun film. Catherine Hicks is in this one as well, and it's a Blu-ray DVD combo pack, so you know, if you're a DVD person, you can grab it. Last but not least is Prism. Another one that had Kane Hodder. Rennie Harlan directed this one. Another one by Charles Band. I think this was this during the Full Moon or Empire Days? I don't remember. Probably the Empire Days, guys. Just a fun film. A lot of great features on here. Some really cool special effects. This was one that I think. Oh God, who did the special effects on this one? I'm not sure. I think it was written by C. Courtney Joyner, who also, if I'm correct, you can check. I may be wrong on this, but I think C. Courtney Joyner also wrote Trancers 3, which is my favorite of the Trancers films. So, there we go. That's my entire Scream Factory collection. As you can see, I have been taking advantage of the Scream Factory Shocktober sale. I hope you do so too. For me right now, got to grab my tea because my throat is going. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a fantastic Sunday night.